The man she cheated on thought he was her forever, but he rose from rock bottom and showed her what regret really feels like. Ever hear your girl of 3 years tell her friend, he's just the safe bet, go snag one too, while you're busting your ass for her? Picture this. You're 37, grinding daily, thinking she's your ride or die, your forever, only to find out you're nothing but her backup plan, her soft landing when the wild years run dry. That's not just a knife in the back, it's a chainsaw, revved up and ripping through everything you thought was real. What's good, bros? It's Alpha Talk, and your boy's back with a story that'll hit you square in the chest right where it hurts most. This one's a freight train of betrayal so cold it'll freeze your soul, and a comeback so hot it'll light a fire in your bones. We're diving into a tale that's raw, real, and relentless. The kind that makes you clench your fists and nod. Yeah, I've been there. So buckle up, this ride's about to get wild. Meet Ryan, 37, a mechanic with grease under his nails and a heart that's taken a few too many hits. Ex-National Guard, he's got a beat-up Chevy that rumbles like thunder and a mutt named Torque, who's more loyal than most humans. He thought he'd locked down his future with her. Mia, 28, a bartender with a smile that could melt steel and eyes that promised forever. 3 years in, he's picturing a ring, a house, the whole damn dream. But stakes are about to spike, bros. Ryan's on the edge of a cliff he didn't even see coming, about to go from chump to champ in a way that'll blindside you. The truth? It's a slap so hard it'll wake him up, or break him. Let's set the scene. Paint it clear. Flashback to the good days. Mia's in his passenger seat, hair whipping in the wind as the Chevy tears down some back road at dusk. She's laughing, one hand on his arm, the other clutching a cheap beer from the gas station. Ryan's grinning, feeling like a king. Peak vibes, top of the world. That's the high, the moment he'd replay in his head 1,000 times. But here's the kicker. That's the peak before the drop. The calm before the crap storm. What's coming next isn't just a fall. It's a plunge into the deep end, where the water's ice cold and the sharks are circling. Her arms around him? That's the last time it felt real, before the ground gave way and the betrayal hit like a sledgehammer. This ain't a fairy tale, bros. This is war. Emotional, brutal, and unfiltered. Ryan's about to learn what happens when you're the safe bet in someone else's game. But don't sleep on him yet. He's got grit in his veins, and when the dust settles, he's not just surviving, he's rising. Stick with me, because this story's got teeth and it's about to bite. Ryan's in deep, bros. 3 years deep with Mia, and it feels like he's finally cracked the code to something real. He's 37, a mechanic who's spent his life fixing what's broken. Cars, mostly, but sometimes himself too. Ex-National Guard, he's got that quiet strength, the kind that doesn't need to flex to prove a point. And Mia? She's 28, a bartender with a laugh that cuts through the bar noise and a smile that could melt steel. She's got this wild streak, tattoos peeking out from her sleeves, stories of nights she can't quite remember. But with Ryan, she's steady, or so he thinks. He's head over heels, picturing her as his ride or die, the one who makes the grind worth it. It starts simple, the way the best things do. He meets her at the dive bar where she works, fixing her piece of junk Honda after it craps out in the parking lot. She's leaning against the hood, smirking, tossing him a beer as thanks. You're handy, she says, and that's the spark. Soon, it's late-night talks over takeout in his garage, her crashing at his place when her shift runs long. He's got this beat-up Chevy he's been nursing back to life, and she's riding shotgun, feet up on the dash, singing off-key to some old rock tune. Torque, his mutt, is sprawled in the back, tongue lolling like he's in on the vibe. Ryan's grinning, thinking, this is it, finally, something solid. He's been burned before, bro's 37 years of scars, prove it. There was the high school sweetheart who ghosted him for college, the fling in his 20s that ended with a drained bank account. He's no stranger to the game, but Mia feels different. She's got this way of looking at him like he's more than just the guy with the wrench. They're tight as hell, bar nights where she sneaks him free shots, Harley rides he dreams of taking her on once he saves up. He's splitting rent on her cramped apartment, fixing her leaky sink, even tossing cash her way when tips run dry. We're a team, he tells himself, and he believes it. Inside, his heart's wide open, whispering, she's the one. My shot at the real deal. The highs hit fast and hard. One night, they're sprawled on his couch, her head on his chest, some dumb action flick flickering on the TV. She's tracing the ink on his arm, a faded National Guard tattoo, and says, you're solid, Rye. I like that. His chest swells. He's thinking ring, house, maybe a kid down the line. He's saving up, stashing cash from overtime in a coffee can under his sink. Future, he calls it, and he's damn sure she's in it. They've got their rhythm, her crashing at his place 3 nights a week, him cooking eggs at dawn while she groans about early light. It's not perfect, but it's theirs. He's all in, bros, betting everything on this being the one that sticks. But here's the thing. Cracks don't whisper, they roar, and Ryan's too caught up to hear them. She's dodging his future talks, brushing off his hints about a ring with a laugh and a let's not rush, babe, when he catches her staring at her phone too long, fingers tapping quick replies she doesn't share. Work stuff, she says, and he buys it. Love's blind, right? He shrugs it off, tells himself it's nothing, that she's just wired different. He's 37, not 20. He knows relationships take work. So he keeps grinding, keeps giving, keeps believing she's his forever. That's the high, bros, the peak before the plunge. Ryan's living in a dream he built with his own hands, and he doesn't see the wrecking ball swinging his way. Not yet. Ryan's world's about to blow up, bros, and it starts with a beer can in his hand. It's a Thursday night, 3 years into this thing with Mia, and he's at her place. Cramped apartment, chipped paint, the usual. He's rummaging in her fridge, hunting for something cold after a long day under a busted Ford at the shop. Torquay's sprawled on the rug, gnawing a bone, while Mia's in the bedroom, door cracked, voice drifting out. She's on the phone with Jess, her loudmouth friend from the bar, and Ryan's not even listening until he hears it. "Girl, I'm 28, my wild days are done," Mia says, laughing like it's a punchline. "You gotta pick a safe one like I did. Ryan's fine, just not, the dream." Jess cackles and Mia keeps going, twisting the knife deeper. "Date the guys you'd never look at twice. It worked for me. Stable's better than broke, right?" The words hit Ryan like a sledgehammer to the chest. Beer can dents in his grip, aluminum creaking as his knuckles go white. He freezes, breath stuck, mind spinning. "Safe bet? That's me?" He stumbles to the couch, legs heavy like he's wading through mud. Torque perks up, sensing the shift, but Ryan's too far gone to notice. His head's a war zone, shock first, then a flood of doubt so thick it chokes him. 3 years flash by, her half-hearted I love yous that never felt full, the way she'd check out when he talked about a house, a future. He'd ignored it, buried it, told himself it was nothing. But now, it's roaring in his ears, loud as a V8 engine. Was it all fake? Am I that blind? He's 37, bros, been around the block, taking hits. But this is a gut punch he didn't see coming. The fridge hums behind him, mocking the silence in his skull. He replays every moment, picking it apart. Her locked phone, always work stuff, she'd say. The nights she'd come home late, smelling like cheap vodka and excuses. Bar ran long, she'd shrug, and he'd nod, trusting her. Now it's clear. She wasn't hiding shifts, she was hiding truth. He's pacing now, boots thudding on the worn floor, Torque trailing him like a shadow. "Is it me?" he mutters, voice cracking. "My age? My job? Am I just her damn ATM? 3 years of rent splits, car fixes, cash handouts when her tips tanked. It's all crashing down, a house of cards he built on sand. He's clinging to ghosts, bros, grasping at the Mia he thought he knew, the one who'd crash on his couch, laugh at his dumb jokes, ride shotgun in the Chevy like she belonged there. But that Mia's a mirage, and the real one's on the phone, shredding him like he's nothing." Doubt turns to dread, gnawing at his gut. He's shaking, fists balled, trying to hold it together, but the cracks are splitting wide. 3 years, he growls to himself. And I'm her fallback, her safety net? The room spins. He's drowning in it, every memory tainted, every I love you a lie. He waits. Minutes drag like hours, till she's off the call. She strolls out, all casual, tossing her phone on the counter like it's not a loaded gun. "Hey, babe," she says, smirking. Clueless, he's a volcano ready to blow. Ryan's voice is low, shaking, barely holding the rage. "Mia, what's a safe bet mean?" Her eyes go wide, caught, deer in headlights. She stammers, "What? You're overreacting, babe. It's nothing." He steps closer, towering, 37 years of grit in his stare. 3 years and I'm your fallback? Say it. She flinches, then snaps, mask off. "Fine. You're stable, okay? I needed that. Wild guys don't pay bills, Ryan." The truth's a blade, slicing clean through him. He's in her face now, voice cracking. "Explain this. 3 years and I'm just the guy you settled for?" She sneers. No remorse, just venom. "You're not the guy girls chase. You're the one they end up with. Deal with it." That's the kill shot, bros. His world burns. 3 years torched in 10 seconds flat. Rage floods him, a war drum in his chest, fists clenched so tight his nails bite skin. He's shaking, vision red, every fiber screaming to smash something, anything. "Get out!" he roars, pointing to the door. "Now!" She blinks, shocked, like she didn't expect him to bite back. "You're serious?" She scoffs, but he's steel now, unmovable. "Out! Take your crap and go." She grabs her phone, a jacket, muttering, "You'll regret this, Rye," smirking like she's still got the upper hand. He doesn't flinch, stands there, chest heaving as she storms out. Door slams. Silence hits like a brick. He's alone now, bros. Torquay nudges his leg, whining soft, but Ryan's staring at nothing. Fridge? Ketchup and a stale beer, that's rock bottom. He sinks to the floor, back against the wall, hands raking his hair. "Safe bet," he whispers, her words looping, a taunt he can't shake. 6 years younger, and she played him like a fiddle, picked him not for love, but for security, because her wild days ran out and she needed a soft landing. He's 37, not some kid, but right now he feels ancient, used up, discarded, a ghost in his own damn life. The apartment's a tomb, every corner screaming her name. Her hoodie's still on the chair, her shampoo stench in the air. He's surrounded by her, but she's gone. Rage fades to pain, a hollow ache that sits heavy. Was I ever enough? He thinks, and the quiet doesn't answer. He's shaking, fists unclenching, just a man and his dog in a crap storm he didn't sign up for. 3 years of trust, love, dreams, all ash now. He's at the edge, bros, teetering between breaking and fighting. And that's where the real story kicks in, because rock bottom's just the start. Ryan's down, bros, but he's not out. He's slumped against the wall, Torque nudging his leg, that stale beer sweating in his hand. Mia's gone, door slammed, smirk and all, and her words are still echoing, a venomous loop. Safe bet, the one they settle for. It's dark, the kind of dark that swallows you whole, and he's sitting in it, 37 years of fight drained to nothing. But then something snaps. Torque whines, paws at him, and Ryan looks down, those loyal eyes staring back. Nah, he growls, voice low. I'm done being her doormat. That's the spark, bros. The moment weakness flips to steel. Her words don't break him anymore. They fuel him. Day one, he's on it. No wallowing, no whining, just action. He grabs a screwdriver, changes the locks on his place by dawn. Her key? Useless now. Blocks her number, deletes her texts. 3 years erased with a swipe. No begging, no come back. Just a cold, hard cut. He's not chasing ghosts. He's burying them. The apartment's still a mess. Her hoodie on the chair, her crap scattered like landmines, but he's not touching it yet. That's for later. Right now, he's shaking off the ash, feeling the first flicker of something new. Control. She doesn't own me, he tells Torque, and the mutt barks like he gets it. Day 3, he's in the gym. Been a while. Too long, he knows it. 37's not old, but the flab's crept in, softening the edges he used to have. No more. He hits the weights hard, iron clanging, sweat pouring till he's shaking. Bench press, deadlifts, pull-ups, every rep's a middle finger to Mia's safe bet jab. She won't recognize me, he grunts, pushing past the burn. Days turn to weeks, and the mirror starts telling a different story. 15 pounds gone, pure muscle stacking back. His old National Guard frame's waking up, lean and sharp, a machine rebuilt from the wreckage. Week 2, he's cleaning house, literally. Her leftover junk, hoodies, cheap jewelry, that half-used shampoo bottle, into a box straight to the pawn shop. $50 in his pocket, and he's grinning. Buys Torque a new collar, black leather with studs, because his boy deserves it. The coffee can under the sink, his future stash, gets a new purpose. No ring, no house for her, just cash for him. He's done bankrolling her life. Now it's his turn. That 37-year-old mechanic's got a fire in his gut, and it's burning bright. Month 1, the hustle kicks in. Side gig fixing cars, something he dabbled in, takes off. Word spreads fast. Ryan's the guy, quick and cheap. Cash flows, steady at first, then a flood. He's wrenching late, grease up to his elbows, Torque sprawled nearby. The Chevy's purring again, tuned to perfection, and he's rolling in it, money, pride, purpose. Boys' night at the bar. He's not the ghost in the corner anymore. He's the king, telling stories, buying rounds, voice loud and sure. Mia who? He laughs, and the crew roars. He's untouchable now, bros. No cracks, just steel. Then the payback twist lands, and it's sweet. Mia's wild days friend, Jess. She's been shacked up with some sleaze who brags online, flashy car, fake Rolex, the works. Ryan's curious, digs He spots the posts on X. Dude's a con artist, scamming girls like Jess for cash. Ryan drops an anonymous tip. Cops raid the guy's place, cuff him in front of the whole block. Jess scrambles. Mia's caught in the fallout, broke, solo, no safety net left. Ryan doesn't blink, just smirks. Karma's a beast, he tells Torque, tossing him a treat. Checkmate. Ryan's 38 now, bros, and he's a different man. Body's cut, muscle carved from sweat, not pity. Bank's fat, stacked from hustle, not handouts. Torque's riding shotgun in the Chevy, wind in his fur, living free. Women notice him. Real looks, not the stable guy glances he used to get. Bar nights, they're circling, drawn to the vibe he's throwing off. Confidence, not desperation. He's not chasing, they're coming to him. Mia texts one night, "Miss you, Rye," all soft and sad. He reads it, smirks, deletes it. "Safe bet's off the table, sweetheart," he mutters, tossing the phone aside. He's reborn, bros, no regrets, no looking back. The gym's his church, the garage his kingdom, and the open road his throne. 37 was the fall, 38's the rise. He's not her ATM, her fallback, or anything. He's Ryan, period. Untouchable, unstoppable, alpha unleashed. She thought she'd played him, but he flipped the game. Weak? He laughs, flexing in the mirror. Nah, I'm steel now. And that's the truth, bros. He didn't just survive, he conquered. Ryan's on top now, bros, and it's a sight to behold. 38 years old, body ripped like he's back in his National Guard prime, muscle carved from sweat and iron, no trace of the flab, Mia mocked. Bank's fat, stuffed with cash from his car-fixing hustle, not a dime owed to anyone. Torque is riding shotgun in the Chevy, fur whipping in the wind, living free as hell right beside his king. This ain't the Ryan who slumped against the wall, crushed by her safe bet stab. This is a man reborn, untouchable. A savage who turned ashes into iron. Mia? She's fading fast. Broke, dumped by her crew, scraping by on bar tips that don't cover rent. She's texting him sob stories. Miss you, Rye. I messed up. But he doesn't bite. Deletes him without a second thought, smirking as the screen goes blank. She's dust in his rear view, a ghost he doesn't haunt anymore. And the twist that seals it? Jess's con artist boyfriend, Mr. Fake Rolex, is locked up tight. Ryan's anonymous tip put the cops on his tail, and now the dude's cuffed, cell bars clinging shut. Mia's caught in the fallout, no wild days or safety nets left. Checkmate, bros. Ryan didn't just win, he rewrote the damn game. Here's the core truth, straight up. You're not her ATM, her punching bag, or her fallback plan. Own your worth, bros. Ryan learned it the hard way. 3 years of blind trust, torched by a single phone call. But he didn't bend. He broke the rules instead. Spot the snakes, cut 'em loose, rise alone. That's power, the alpha way. Mia thought she'd played him, picked him because her wild years ran dry and she needed stable. She was wrong. He wasn't her anchor. He was a storm she couldn't weather. Now he's free, and she's the one sinking. Salute to Ryan, bros. He's the real deal. From a gut punch that had dropped most men, he forged something stronger. 37 was the fall. 38's the reign. She's history. He's the future. This ain't a story that needs a sequel, just a badass ending that hits you in the chest and stays there. He's out there now, wrench in hand, Torque by his side, living proof that grit rules and weakness folds. Men don't break, they build. And Ryan? He built a damn empire from the rubble she left behind. If you vibed with this, smash that thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell. Don't miss the next one, bros. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you think, what you'd do in Ryan's shoes. Thanks for riding with me till the end. Catch you on the flip side.